Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the text of the poem On His Blindness by John Milton. As I have already stated, that this poem is in the form of a sonnet based on Petrarchan pattern. When I consider how my light is spent, or half my days in this dark world and wide, and that one talent which is death to hide, lodged with me, useless, thou, my soul more bent to serve there with my Maker. Milton says, as you know, that in the middle of his age, when he was that of 44 of the age, he became completely blind. In the opening line, he says, when I consider, when I think how my light is spent, how the sight of my eyes, it is gone. I have become blind, or half my days. Before, half of the lifespan, it was passed by me, it was survived by me. I have lost my eyesight. In this dark world and wide, in this world that has become dark for me, no ray of hope, it is there for me. It is a wild world. Half of the journey of life still remained, and I have lost my eyesight. When I think about this, when I consider it, one thing comes in my mind. And what is that? That one talent which is death to hide. I have been bestowed with a talent, a poetic gift, and it is going to remain with me till death. I was I was gifted with a talent by the Maker, by the God, and this talent is going to remain with me till my death. But now he thinks this talent, this poetic talent, lodged with me useless. It is kept with me, it remains within me, but it is useless because I have become blind. I cannot use, I cannot to make the proper use of this talent. I cannot compose poetic compositions. Thou my soul more bent to serve there with my Maker. Whereas my soul is concerned, it is much more interested to write poetry. It is my duty to serve the God, to serve my Maker by producing, by composing poetic compositions. And my soul is very much interested in writing poetry. It is my inward desire. I want to write poems, but just because of this very blindness, this very talent, poetic talent, it is, or it seems, it is useless now for me. Thou my soul more bent to serve there with my Maker and present my true account. By composing poems, by writing poetry, I want to present my true tribute, my true account to my master, to the God, to the Almighty, who who gifted me with this poetic talent. Least he returning child. Otherwise, when after death I will go back to the God will rebuke me, chide me, abuse me, because he would say that you didn't make proper use of the talent given to you. Doth God exact day labor light denied? Now there arises a question in the mind of the poet. Do God expect a day labor from a person whose eyesight is gone? Is it possible that the God will expect day work from a person who cannot see? I fondly ask. This was a foolish question I asked to myself. But patience to prevent that murmur soon replies. Patience that is personified here, he says that the patience to prevent that murmur. Patience came there and it stopped that whispering, that murmuring, that those type of questions which were there in my mind at that time. Patience replied. There were certain queries, there were certain questions, anxieties in my mind. But patience came and replied. God doth not need either man's work or his own gifts. God never requires any kind of work, any kind of service from any of the person. He never requires his gifts back with proper production, with proper result. God doth not need either man's work. God never requires the service or the work from any person, any man. Who best bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. The people who tolerate the slight strokes of luck by the God, given by the God, they serve him best. They are the best servants of the God. This is the reply that was given by patience. Number one, God never requires return gifts. God never expects anything from the person. And secondly, who tolerate whatever is done by the God, they serve the best to the God. His state is kingly. The position of the king, the position of the God, it is supreme. It is like a king. Thousands at his biding speed. Thousands of the creatures, thousands of the people, they are obeying, they are serving the God on the earth, in the water, in the sky, everywhere. Thousands are following the God. And post over land and ocean without rest. On the earth, in the ocean, everywhere, thousands of creatures, they are working constantly for God. They are serving the God without taking rest continuously. They also serve who only stand and wait. He says that no doubt thousands of creatures, they are working, they are serving the God. But who cannot serve, who are just there waiting, they are also serving the God. So, what the poet wants to convey in this sonnet, in the life there are number of problems a person has to face, a number of problems throughout the life, but never deviate your thinking, never deviate your faith from God. Always have faith in the God. Whatever the God is doing, that is right. God never expects anything from the person. That's why in the last line, what he says, they also serve specifically those people, they also serve who only stand and wait, who cannot do anything. They are standing there, they are waiting what the God decides in future. They are also serving the God. So in this way, whatsoever the problems they come in the life, a person should not lose patience and should not lose faith on the God. That's all about the sonnet on his blindness by John Milton. Thank you very much.